And we are live. Welcome back to take two of this month's Hack the Box Tampa meetup. We experienced some technical difficulties earlier in the week. We did not realize the stream cut out, so we're redoing it here. This one should go a little bit smoother. We had some technical difficulties across the board with the platform VPN connection as well. So uh, we don't have any announcements this week. Ed, you can take it away, introduce yourself, and get started whenever.
Check.
All right, yeah, that's working now.
Check, check, check.
I don't know why that cut out.
Okay, yeah, no worries. All right, hey, so if you were following along, had a little technical difficulties, but we are back. My name's Eddie, work at TrueLeave. I am analyst with the Temple, and we're gonna go through 2 million, one of oldie but a goodie. So as you saw, if you're watching along, we already pinged the box, so we are in contact with it. Um, Use these two flags. Like I said, with the SC, this is sort of since packets as well as helps with OS detection, and then SV helps us let's port enumeration as well as service inversion info. So let this run real quick. Let's add this flag real quick. And just a little patience while we enumerate this box. What's that time flag? Totally forgot.
Time flag?
Or checking on time for
Oh,
inbound.
you could just press enter on it.
Yeah, yeah, or the space bar too. I will show you the time. There you go.
Quarter 20, 2.5 minutes, so not too bad. Too great. Um, Working our way through. Bars, it's slowing down on us. So if you ever think about anyone running a box live, you get the idea to just run it and then throw it in a text file and throw it up there. Just go with your instincts and do that. You never know when live is just gonna slow down on you and ruin your day. Was it T1 through 5 to have it go through quicker?
Yeah, it's T1 through 5, and the other thing you can do is you can set min rates for the actual scan. Basically, the minimum amount of times it's going to scan each port, let me rephrase this. You can set max retries, so the amount of times you'll continue to try and scan the port before it continues on to the next port number. You can also set the timeout too to speed it up. That tac pn is basically treating everything as alive. It's just skipping host discovery and then just treating um, the host as up, even if the packets are saying it is down,
Gotcha.
which is why it takes ages.
Sure.
And then go do what's actually after the pn ed, do tac max tac retries, and then do equals like 3, and then do tac max tac rtt tac timeout, and do equal 200 ms, and then hit run that. It might have you run a sudo. No, you should be good to go. So that should be a little bit quicker. Basically saying you try each port 3 times, and then the longest time for an RTT packet is 200 milliseconds. So just limiting it as well.
What a beast. That's why I always hack with a friend if possible. All right, guys, so we got that much quicker. Appreciate that. So from here, we're just kind of doing a little diagnostic. We can see we have the 2 open ports, 22. So at some point, hopefully we can find some creds in SSH. And then 80, we got some SSH keys, but unless we have like an awesome machine, we're probably not going to decrypt those anytime soon. We can see our web servers in Nginx. And then this part here is the very important part. So if we try and go to this right now, we're not gonna have a good time. So from here, we want to take this and throw it into our Etsy host files. So, all right. Actually, no. Um, um,
So exit out of that ed. So copy paste what you have. Then Control X. Okay, try. Okay, what you forgot is so Linux. There's gonna be a slash before Etsy, so it's just trying to read the empty directory.
oh,
So slash Etsy host. There you go. And then just add that very quickly.
ah, I mean, thank you, sir. How about those little details? All right, so given that, we should be looking much better. And there we go, guys. We are seeing the box. So not in at all, but closer and closer. So from here, we can just kind of do a little analysis, look over everything we see. Hall of Fame, not really important. Logins, probably where we're gonna go. They gave us a little admin. See if they're that dumb. Not quite that dumb. So here right off the bat, we can kind of just use Wapalizer. now that we have seen the website. And from here, useful things, we can see they're using PHP, using JavaScript, graphics and libraries, and again, we already knew they're using Nginx. So just be aware, some JavaScript there, some PHP, so maybe that will come in handy sooner or later. So we enumerated with Nmap. As I said before, let's go ahead and use GoBuster. We can see what directories we may get from there. Right, website. Sort of a brute force method to try. And we got an error, return status code matches, blah, blah, 301 to continue, exclude. All right, so we just want to exclude that. Oh, God. It's going to be a little tag 301, and that should exclude it. Show us what we want. All right, so we can get to 404, not super exciting. API. So it's helpful to kind of know these. The more you're kind of going in and out of websites, they'll become a little more familiar. Almost everyone universally knows 404. 200, that's just kind of going through to your websites. 302 is found, but move to a new location. So you can see, move to slash, so, and then login, invite, register. So we want to log in, but we didn't really see anything there. Let's go to register, see what we can find there. All right, so not super helpful here. Well, helpful, let's see. This is not my actual email. Get invite code first. Okay, so we kind of knew that. We did see slash invite on there. Let's see what that gets us. Hi, feel free to hack your way in. So, touche. They're kind of giving a little signal here. Start messing with it. See if anything comes up. And if you're more novice, you don't really know exactly where to go. They do a really good job in their adventure mode where they kind of build out a task and hack the box. So kind of when you get stuck, it's a great place to just get advice, get tips, see what route, what you may want to look for. And when it comes to this part, obviously it says hack your way in, so it's kind of telling you need to do something here. It leads you with a talking about looking at the page, looking at just like trying to inspect the page. So if you right click on your page, you can actually inspect it and start to go in to see the makeup of it. Now this is just sort of not super helpful, just some basic website HTML stuff showing what makes up the page. And scripts. So it's got some scripts here. Front end, not super helpful, but invite API. So that's pretty interesting. Looks like maybe we want to go there. Console nothing. Debugger. Let's see what we have here. All right, so here's our site, and then JavaScript JS. Invite API. All right, so we got this long string, which looks really annoying. annoying and useless. Luckily, they kind of built in some tools to make this look a little bit easier. All right. And again, this is kind of a part where you're looking through, you're like, I don't really code, I don't really know what's going on. And they try to help you and say, you know, what are you looking for? Is there some sort of function that might be helpful in here? So as you're going through, you know, you're seeing some functions. I don't know, it doesn't look super helpful. Some strings, some more functions, while if loops. And then you see a long string of words that kind of looks like, okay, maybe we can see something here. All right, kind of okay. She saw nothing. Success, we like that. Invite is good. Verify invite code and make invite code. So make invite code. That looks like where we want to be since we need an invite code, obviously. And with that help in half the box, they're saying what function can help you. So it didn't necessarily pop out to me, but for other people that make invite code, you know, maybe that could be a function. You know, functions are something that build something. This is make invite code. So, you know, let's try it. You know, it's all about kind of poking and prodding and see what happens. And the console here does kind of help you run code and stuff. So let's do make invite, and already it's populating since we live in a great era where half our tools work for us already. So it says right there below, make invite code and then function make invite code. So let's do that and then add those parentheses and let's run it and see what happens. Uncaught reference not defined. Um, all right, not great. All right, there we go. I wasn't panicking at all. All right, so let's see what we got here. Shows our object success. Hint, data is encrypted. We should probably check the encrypted type. So let's go ahead and expand this. Data object, we have some data. Doesn't make sense. Maybe another language. Inc type rot13. And there's our hint again. So it's encrypted. Inc type's probably encryption. And rot13 is probably encryption type. So let's go ahead, see if we can find a site. And let's see if we can figure out what this means. Go ahead and, oh, on the website, that's right. Go ahead and copy and paste this. And let's add that V. In order to generate the invite code, make a post request to API v1 invite. Now, can do a post request in a couple different ways. So let's see. Let's do a curl request. That's usually a pretty easy way to do it. All right, so. One sheet, one generate. Alrighty, so success. Got our code here and format encoded. Um, Now, as you get used to some more of these language and stuff, you'll be able to identify these a little bit better. If not, you can always throw these in online, say, what is this encoding? I used ChatGPT and threw this in and said, what does this look like? And ChatGPT literally said, this is base 64. And I was like, all right, decode it. And it decoded it right there. So we're truly living in a great time where it makes a lot of this a little bit easier. So when you see something like this, don't really, worry too much about it. It's, pretty simple to kind of figure it out. But using some of our tools, we can actually decode it using some bash. Of course it does that. Can't make it simple on us. And another handy thing I heard someone say, if you see that equal at the end of that string, it's pretty good giveaway that it's going to be base 64. So maybe something else.
Move this single comma, Ed, to after, so take it away from before after decode and put it after the the equal sign,
Oh, gotcha.
and then run that.
My man. Thank you, sir. All right, so this looks like an invite code. If you ever played any games or thrown in stuff, this looks pretty like we would want to be. So let's go ahead and try it out. Sign up. And there we go. Got a cache in there. Cool. All right, so we'll go in again with the same. And if you're more familiar with a lot of techniques as far as like breaking in using injection, feel free. And previously before doing this, I did try and a lot of stuff wasn't really allowing it, but if you do have those tools in your toolbox and you are working a box or something, always give it a shot. If the boxes just has something like that open for you to take advantage of it, perfect. If you have to work harder, it is what it is, but always start with your kind of like simplest way into these and go from there. You lag, trying to mess me up. Awesome, and we are in. Make it good timing. When you live stream, hardwired helps. So yeah, we're in the box. Kind of look around, see if there's anything helpful. Can kind of peek around. Um, but also let's remember we ran this really cool tool Go Buster earlier. And with this tool, we had a directory that we saw that gives a 401, which essentially means unauthorized or needs credentials essentially. So we have that right there. So let's go ahead and try this slash API in the end. And since we are in the box, let's see if that kind of takes us where we want to be. We can keep searching through the box. There's no problem with that. Maybe there is something there, but kind of build from the knowledge base that you've started with and see, there you go. These little things are going to save you time instead of beating your head against the wall. You look back and you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should have just done the thing I looked in the first place. So this tells us V1. So let's just enumerate V1. All right, this looks helpful. So we've got here, we've generated code. So as far as these two, don't really need to see anything there. Checks if we're authenticated. I mean, we can check that real quick. Fair to say we are authenticated since we're in, but let's just see what we got here. Logged in, username log, admin 0. So Looks like they have some sort of 0, 1 for admin, so we want to try to get that to a 1. VPN, generate, download. Right. Register login, we're kind of in there, and then the admin stuff. Check if we're in admin. So we already kind of saw it said 0, but let's just see what this says. Oh, nothing. 404. That's great. So 404, probably because we're not an admin. Generate VPN specific, and then update user settings. So I'm assuming if we put this in there, we're probably just going to hit another error page since, as we saw from the 0, we are not an admin, just in our hearts. Another 404. All right. So from here, kind of alluded to earlier, let's go ahead and switch to Burp Suite. This kind of lets us play around these requests and kind of see what it's saying on the back end. Obviously, we're getting a 404, but not super helpful as far as breadcrumbs of where to go from there. So let's go ahead and turn on our Burp Suite proxy. We'll turn that intercept on. And let's go ahead and populate this. All right, looks good. And perfect, there's our page. That's what we want to see. It's our same page. Let's go ahead and send this to repeater. Sorry, just wanted to see if probably looks super small. That's okay. We're all squinting together. All right, so that should be a repeater. Okay, so this is here, and that was a post request. So let's go ahead. Post request, right? Put request. So put request. Stay humble. All right, let's go ahead and send that and see what we got. Hey, just under a second. If you were part of our first stream, this is a magical moment. So as you see from the server, Nginx, kind of knew that. We got our date, application, connection, close, blah, 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 content, and status danger, invalid content type. So what does that mean? So we see content type up here. We don't see content type over here. Now, obviously, this isn't my first time, not obviously, but this isn't my first time doing this box before y'all. So just be aware, it's saying invalid content type. You have it here, you don't have it here. So you should probably have that over here if you're not receiving it. So let's go ahead and put this over to our request that we're sending and see if that helps. All right, missing parameter email. Okay. So inside these braces, these are the parameters over here. And they're saying we're missing a parameter. So let's go ahead and add email. That's slave.com. Let's see what we got. Is admin. Okay, so let's go ahead and is admin. And just make sure you put this comma, that way it separates them properly. Now we were 0, but we want to be 1, right? So let's just go ahead and we'll put 1 and see what happens. See if we can trick it. Is admin 1. So, okay, so it's showing us username is admin 1. So, all right, that's cool. Let's go back to our page, check the authenticating, and see if that kind of verified within the page. So, one of the fun things about using Burp Suite is going back and forth. If you forget to turn your proxy off, you will punch your computer multiple times and going, what the hell is wrong with you? Why won't you do anything? It's because it's doing what it told you. It has its intercept on. It's not allowing data back and forth. So go back, make sure you turn your intercept off um, from here and from the Foxy proxy. So let's go ahead and refresh that. Actually, that's just to update. So let's go it's right here. I think that's right. Okay. So let's check this. Admin off. True. Okay. Sounds good. That's what we want to see. All right. So we're an admin. Um, I'm gonna generate a VPN now, probably. Nothing else exciting to do. We've updated our credentials. It says true, as you can see. Um, so let's try and generate our VPN here. So this will kind of take us back to the beautiful burp suite, and let's throw this in there and see what you can do with it from that standpoint. And as before, if you're looking, you're like, I would have never thought of that. I don't even know where to go. Just stay humble when you do this. It won't be hard when you're playing Hack the Box to stay humble. But look what other people are doing. And as I alluded to before, they have this great new thing, adventure mode. So as you're going through this, just be aware, they're gonna have questions. They're gonna kind of lead you along. Um, give you little clues here and there if you're just looking through and you're going, I have no idea what to do. So just be aware, don't get frustrated, and just keep at it. The more boxes you do, the more stuff you learn. It's going to get easier, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. Admin VPN generator. All right. All right, so should, oh, intercept was off. Okay, so send it back to Burp Suite. Let's go to this history. It's right here. Send it to repeater, and what did it show us? Was it a put? Was it a post? I think it was a post. We'll try post. We'll see what happens. Okay, it was probably post. All right, so blah blah blah, invalid content type. So we're getting that's a content type error. Um, stick with application JSON. Send this again. Missing parameter username. All right, so from here, we're gonna add that parameter again. Add the braces, username, and my username was just log. All right, cool. So we got a lot of information here. As we see, VPN generate certificate for VPN. So looks like we're going somewhere. Um, Now, like I've said a couple times, those hints are really going to help guide you. And even before, when we're going into the website, if we know SQL injections, if we know any type of injections, that's always just going to make our life easier. If, building a website, building up everything, it's, kind of a complicated process. And a lot of developers, not all, but they will finish a website and they go, cool, I'm done. Awesome. And they forget to put things in place to protect their website to injection attacks and so on. So, always just as you go, just kind of put that as like, a little habit. Like, okay, I did something, you know, does other stuff work? Is it checking all names? Maybe it's not. So that's interesting. So there we go. I put in whatever and it's still doing it. It still has that authenticated token. It's still doing this. So from here, let's see if we can enumerate the directory and see what else we can find. Maybe it's, oh, this was so for some reason, and if you guys know, please feel free to tell me. It needs a hash at the end. I think it just sort of ends what it's looking for, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so we're seeing some type of directory, so put one more flag there, give some more specifics. All right, so we got a lot of different directories. C PHP, we knew it was that. VPN assets, .env, env. Let's see what's inside of that. Seems curious. Oh, not in the shell yet. Ooh, all right, we got creds. We got super duper cool creds. Awesome. So we're always falling back on stuff we've found out before. We know that SSH is open, and now we have creds. So let's go ahead and see if we can go in. All right. Get everything together so I can read it. Um, is it? Oops, other way. I'll be a good hacker one day, I promise. Super duper pass. 1, 2, 3. Hey, and we are in. Exciting. User text. Awesome. So that is our first user flag, guys. So exciting, but we're not done yet. So from here, now we want to try to elevate to root. Good so far, but still some work to do. So let's see where we're at. Now this was another place where I kind of got to, and I was like, like a kid in a candy store, super excited, like, awesome, I got a flag, like, super cool, like, what do I do now? Um, and back to the adventure mode. I know I keep hounding it, but when you go back there, this will tell you check mail. So now that you're in the box, it kind of makes sense in the sense of see what communication, see what's available. If you're looking in somebody's personal mail, you're probably getting some decent information, especially for like a working box for a web page. If there's mail there, it's probably work related. So, we're trying to get root. It's a CTF. So let's um, and then through just a little trial and error, solve that mail. All right, admin. Perfect. We got mail. We got mail. AOL? Anyone old enough? All right, so, hey admin. It's not us, but let's pretend. I know you're working as fast as you can to do the DB migration. While we're partially down, can you also upgrade the OS on our web hosts? There have been a few serious Linux kernel CVEs already this year. That one in overlay FS Fuse looks nasty. We can't get popped by that. All right, so right away we see that we have a vulnerability here. And we can't get popped by that, so presumably if they do this, we'll be able to maybe escalate privileges and get into the back end. somehow. So let's go ahead and follow that lead. We're gonna go ahead and search for this. So as I said before, you'll probably forget to do this on and off. I'm sure everyone does. Disable that. And let's go ahead and see what we can find here. Uh, overlay FS vulnerability. Alright. Introduction. Vulnerability Linux kernel was publicly disclosed. Local privilege escalation. Awesome. Allowing unprivileged user to escalate their privilege to you. Perfect. This is exactly what we want. All right, so key points, patch on the Linux source tree, publicly disclosed, NIST, NVD, so we have the CVE right here. Proof of concept exploits appear on GitHub. Okay, so you can just go to GitHub and they'll tell us how to do it. Dump this, exploit applicable wide-ranging popular Linux distributed kernels. As of May, there's no observed exploitable in the wild, but due to the existence of POCs, we recommend priority patching. Check if your system is vulnerable, remediate affected systems. All right, so check if your system's vulnerable. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe this is, we're going down a stupid path. Maybe they're just trying to throw it off to their path. Maybe it's not actually there. So we don't want to go down an entire thing and then just go, oh, it's not actually the right version. So we got 515. System is vulnerable lower than 6.2. Okay, so lower than 6.2. All right, so we're on the right direction. So let's go ahead, search for this. All right, so 0386, copy it right. All right, let's keep pulling the thread. Alrighty. Installation, how to use, start a couple terminals, run these. Let's look at the README just in case. And all right, so easy peasy, just do that. All right, so let's go ahead and download this. All right, got that downloaded. All right, let's open one more of these. So we got it in our downloads. Let's go to our downloads folder. Really nifty little command in here. Actually, let's make sure. I'm gonna go ahead and send this to that box. Let's put it in the temp folder. Temp folder makes sense to me. Yes, password. Super duper pass 123. Look at that, I'm so smart. All right, perfect. So, temp, temp. Hey, there it is. All right. All right, unzip that. I think what? CVE. All right, so I think what's make all. Let's run that. Install make all. All right, let's go ahead and try that out. That looks fancy, so I think we did that properly. Let's go back. Start two terminals, and the first one type this, and the second terminal type that. So let's go ahead and get that other terminal fired up real quick. Awesome. All right, so we are in. All right, let's go backwards and forwards. All right, that looks fancy. And that slash exp should be the magic. No such. Do we have to go into the other directory? Let's try that. Um, oh my gosh. Hey, had to get in there. And we are root. What's it? CD. Cat. Oops. Boom. And we have done it, guys. Yeah, so that's it. That is the oldie but a goodie 2 million. We have gotten both of our flags from the user 2 million, as well as the root. So I appreciate everyone who was here. Hope everyone learned something. Hope could teach you a few things that maybe you didn't know or maybe you didn't think about going forward. Back to the studio.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming on. Great job. I'm glad we got things ironed out the second time around. Looks like the stream is still live, so that's a good start.
It's a much better step in the right direction than last time.
Oh, for sure. That was a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's it for this week. If anybody's interested in coming on, we're going to be back to our monthly cadence. I know we took a little month hiatus, but we'll be back on a monthly cadence. So unless you want to keep hearing from Nevin and I every month, reach out to one of us and be happy to bring some new people on and do some new things. All right, have a good one, everybody.